This video is on how to add a course SLO assessment or a program SLO assessment. It is really the same thing, done in the same way. Make sure you're logged into eLumen and you're either a discipline coordinator or department coordinator, and choose the discipline that you want to work in. You can see the assessments in two ways. Once you're in the discipline coordinator, department coordinator, and the right discipline. Under strategic planning, there's assessments, which will list all the assessments. Under SLOs, there's assessments, which will list all the assessments. Once again, strategic planning, assessments, and it says add assessment right there, or SLOs and assessments, and it says add assessment right there. This is how we're going to add a new assessment. I'm going to be talking about naming it as a program assessment. If you do a program name, some program names are long. You might want to have an abbreviation for that program name. And I suggest you put in the name the PLO number, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And you put that once again here. I kind of like to have a space between that, but there doesn't have to be a space. It's up to you. Do you want a space or not a space? But the naming is important for the assessment name or description. You do want the PLO number or SLO number right there. If it's an SLO, normally what we do is instead of the program name, we name it by the course. So if I say ESL 101, SLO 1, their SLO is small, that works too. And I have the course number, the SLO number, or I can have the course number and the SLO number right here. Or I can put a description of it. As long as I have the SLO number here, I could put a description. I choose the assessment type, whether it's a PLO or SLO. I'm going to do here a course ending. Normally we include the reflection questions. If there would be a reason you wouldn't want them in here, you can remove them. If you choose to remove them and then decide, no, we should have them, you go back here to add it, you click this on default, and you just click add it right there. Normally we don't have to attach a portfolio, multiple portfolio raters. We do not allow student assessment, self-assessments normally, so that's not normally there. These big two parts go down here. What do you want your rating scale to be? 0 to 2, that's 0, 1, 2, or 3, 0 to 3, 0 to 4. I typically like this one. And then you have a choice down here, outcomes oriented, or do you want to do it as activity oriented multi-rubric? And I will show you them both. With an outcomes oriented, you can have a scorecard view, which allows the faculty to do the whole class as a scorecard really fast. This one, there's no scorecard. You have to do each one at a time. So outcomes oriented does make it a little faster to just put in the data for faculty. We go to generate the rubric here. When I generate the rubric and want to link to an SLO, because this is outcomes oriented, it's only going to have that. I would choose the course, and let's say it's this SLO, and will they do this or that, whatever it is, but maybe I don't want that one. If I wanted a PLO, I get to choose from the PLOs. I choose the program, and then I would choose the, I don't know, maybe it's this one, and number 4. And wow, wait, I named it here that, but now I'm doing a PLO. Look, I can actually change it, and I can go to program or abbreviation, because maybe there's something I change here, or abbreviation to that program, PLO 4. So I can still make some changes up here. Nothing's been finalized yet. And I can change it here too, once again, to that program. But remember to choose the right, whether it's a course SLO or program SLO. If I've already chosen one, I go up here again, I choose the course, I choose the SLO, there's a list of courses. Yeah, if it's a program, I choose the program. I choose what it's going to be, but I'm not changing it, so I'm just going to close it. For whichever I do, if I do just an outcomes oriented, all it has is the scoring 0, 1, 2, 3, and I can put in here a description of that. And they have a default description, or I can put in something else. But so for some people, this is fine. Exceeded, met. They met, and is developing. This one is just they met. They do not meet the outcome. And for some people, it's clear enough like that. But and it gives faculty a scorecard as a possibility to assess, which can be faster in larger classes. But if I go to activity oriented, then I need to consider how do I want to assess it. And I might have 3 different criteria. Maybe it's asking questions. Maybe it's because this is participating in a discussion. And I might have a few different things. Another thing, so this could be 2, this can be 3, whatever they are. I'm not going to really write them here. Is it just 1, or is this 0.4? This one's maybe 0.3, and this one's 0.3. If that's our determination that these different parts, I can also change all these descriptions. And that's typically how a lot of assessments were put into the previous SLO system and are in right now. We have this multi-oriented rubric where we have different things we're looking at. But we do still now have the ability to do just an outcomes oriented and then do this. Either way, I'm going to hit save right now. I'm not going to plan it. The advantage of only saving it is that if I go into here, I can look at, well, I did 4 program or abbreviation, 1, 2, 3, 4, shows me them. The description comes up here as well. If I go back to here, and if I hit edit, wow, and all the other ones that had program name, I can add program name here. I can change anything. Nothing is final. I can still edit it because it hasn't been planned yet. I could change this back to the multi-oriented rubric. I can change anything. The only thing I can't change is the rating scale, which is kind of interesting. That's the only thing that really can't be changed. I could change with a type of assessment, and that's kind of my choices here. Because I made that small change, I can hit save still. It hasn't been planned. This is not about planning. It's just adding assessments. And how we add PLO and SLO assessments is the same way. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm more than willing to help you.